Welcome to Conversations. My name is Suresh Kochatal. The accident in Delhi, a sort of accident that could have been prevented, which led to death of 3 students studying in an IAS coaching institute, shows how our urban decay is actually happening. Hundreds and thousands and lakhs of students across the country study in various coaching institutes for various courses, from IIT JEE to NEET to, in this case, for the civil services. The Rajender Nagar area where this incident happened was inundated with rainwater suddenly, and the students in the basement were caught unawares, and 3 of them lost their lives. It could have been easily prevented. But the problem is very simple. Our urban planners, our urban conglomerates are just not ready to face things as they are. They don't want to actually go by the law. They want to violate the law. And we see that every time. Every time an incident happens, be it a fire or be it a building collapse or anything for that matter, the authorities wake up immediately and start doing this and that, even in this case too. Filing cases against the coaching institute and also taking action against other buildings nearby who have done similar violations. Let me tell you, go to any building in the cities of Hyderabad, Secunderabad, or for the matter any agglomeration including Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata. There is violation in every building. The most common violation, as we've seen in this case, is taking up the parking lots and using them for purposes for which it was not meant to be. We'll see in many cases, even in a city like Hyderabad or even in the other side of Secunderabad, that parking lots have been converted into shops. One fire is enough to kill hundreds of people in these underground parking lots. Why is it that our municipal authorities, especially the Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation, not taking action? Of course, like the full tank level case that is going on in the High Court, this too is something very, very similar. The authorities are looking the other way for very, very obvious reasons. One is monetary considerations, and second is the political pressure. Because if everybody went by the law, then we wouldn't have tragedies like this. But then it happens. It happened in Hyderabad where an apartment was burnt because somebody stored chemicals in the parking lot. It happened in many other cases, including the one in Delhi, where the water entered and flooded the library which was kept in the basement of the building. The question is, who will bell the cat? Who will take action? Or do we wait for one tragedy to happen and then wait for the next one to happen before taking action? It is for the municipal authorities, the fire department and police to ensure that every building follows the law. Look at the number of vehicles parked outside small buildings too, because the entire parking lot is simply not existing. And even if they do exist, it is given to some commercial outfits. Even generators are kept in the basement. And one can understand why this is all happening. It's purely for the lure of money. Nobody cares. Let me tell you this. Nobody cares. Because somebody who loses the life is the life of another person. We saw that happening in the building in Secunderabad, the Swapnalok building where the fire accident happened. Who is guilty? Till date, nobody knows. A few people were arrested after that incident which took lives of many youngsters. But then today I'm sure all of them, the accused, are walking on tree. And you can see that everywhere. Why is it that the courts in our city or even across the country give stay orders when the municipal authorities go for demolishing these properties? Why is it that they insist on giving notices to violators who have violated the law in the first place? Take the Ameerpet, what we call the United States of Ameerpet, something similar to what Rajender Nagar and other coaching institutes in Delhi, where hundreds and thousands of students study for the civil services. Something similar there too. Every bit and nook and corner in Ameerpet is occupied. Those buildings are occupied by coaching institute offering from anything, from Python to Java to full stack. Thousands of students come there for the utopian situation of taking a trip to the United States of America or elsewhere. But the point is, what happens if a fire happens there. Simply, hundreds of students will die. And mark my words, we should not wait for this to happen. Authorities should crack down. There should be fire escapes. There should be staircases. There can't be things stored in the basement. There needs to be well-ventilated classrooms. There has to be a plan that was followed from the original plan which was sanctioned by the municipal corporation. But the problem is nothing of that sort works. And every responsible citizen should ensure that they file petitions or they file complaints when they see such violation. But many of us don't do it because we don't want to get into the trouble of doing it. We just leave things as they are because we say, who wants to get into all this ring-maroon? For every building that gets a G+2 or G+3, it goes to G+5. And then it stays legal because the municipal corporation say, you pay a fine and regularize the building. We saw the BRS and later the LRS. Why is that we allow these violations to happen? Because human life in India is cheap. It is really cheap. Because somebody who dies is somebody else's kid or somebody else's son or daughter, not yours or mine. That is a problem with most of us. The tragedy hits only when it happens to our own kin and kith and kin. It's time that we follow law because from traffic to building, we just violate everything. We care a damn for law. And this is a problem that's been happening from years and years and years. We only wake up when a tragedy happens. And then predictably, in 2 or 3 weeks, we just forget it. Public memory is notoriously short in India. But then, this is my appeal, and this should be your appeal too, that every violation should be reported. The municipal authority should be criminally held responsible if anything happens. The courts, the High Court should start looking at the judgment given by the lower courts, where on flimsy grounds, stay orders are given against demolition of properties, or properties are allowed to be legalized. This should not be allowed. And High Court has a responsibility in that because a large number of these buildings just go and get a stay order and they continue with the illegal constructions. It's time for all of us to put our heads together and think if you want another tragedy like what happened in Delhi to happen in Hyderabad. Parking lots are meant to park vehicles, not to store things or even build libraries as we saw in the case in Delhi. Ladies and gentlemen, the onus is on you. On you. Let me remind you that. Wake up and do something about it. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.